Today marks the second year Corpus Christi celebrates Indigenous People Day, along with many other cities across the USA. The Indigenous People of the Coastal Bend organization joined together outside of City Hall to read the proclamation given to them a year ago by Mayor Joe McComb. Now an annual holiday on the second Monday in October to honor the history and culture of Native Americans. The local group wasn't able to celebrate the holiday as they would have liked amid the pandemic, but they found a way to still bring out the drums and dances. Organizers say that they're thankful to see more cities recognize them, but they're still pushing for more.
The city did give us the proclamation, and that is great, but there's still a lot of things that the city needs to start listening to us when it comes to our environment, our culture, and who we are. We need to be heard. We need to be heard more often.
Sanchez says they're continuing to spread awareness of their culture in the Coastal Bend throughout the entire year, not just today, and they hope to see more people take part in learning more about their history.